For some farmers in western Nebraska, irrigation isn't even an option. Since July's irrigation tunnel collapse, over 100,000 acres of normally irrigated crops have been stressed. If you don't want to just rely on Mother Nature, there are some options if you're afraid your corn won't reach maturity. And one option includes corn silage. Nebraska Extension's Karla Jenkins says there are some things you should take into consideration when coming to this decision. Most importantly, are you better off harvesting grain or chopping silage? To figure that out, you'll need to keep a close eye on your crop.
I want people to be monitoring the crop weekly to see what amount of fill might be going on in the ear, and just monitoring what rains they might be able to get, and estimating what that grain yield might be or is estimated to be at that point in time, and trying to do some calculations on what their costs are already in that crop, what that yield might be, what they might get out of that versus what kind of yield they might be able to get from silage for it, and then to calculate the costs of that and then see what might be the better option for them to make some money.
If you do come to the conclusion that silage is the best option for you, there are a couple other things you should remember. Since it will be used as feed for livestock, think about chemicals used to treat the crop, as well as how you should store and pack it.
They need to check the labels, because if there is any suggestion that there is a period of time in which something has been put on the crop and it cannot be fed to livestock within a certain period of time, they need to check that, because now they are changing their intended endpoint. And so when we start feeding things to cattle, we need to make sure that we've not done something to it with the crop in mind and inadvertently broken some rules with either the cattle production or EPA or anything like that. And if you change what your endpoint is of a crop, you need to make sure that crop adjusters are notified, make sure that you can do those things.
Karla also says timing is important when harvesting and packing the silage. As the corn gets more mature, the silage quality goes down and packing becomes harder. And if you're someone who's not used to making silage, you might want to look at options of selling it as a standing crop in the field and letting someone else more familiar with silage come in and harvest it.